So today we have another edition of Movies to Inspire Antibiotic Discovery. This is one I've been really excited about filming because this TV miniseries that we're going to talk about just blew me away when I watched it. It's called The English, and it's set in the Wild West 1800s in the United States, and it stars Emily Blunt, and it's a superbly done miniseries. I was going to encourage you to check it out because it's just so well done as a sort of the art form of creating a good storyline. The story features the travels of an English woman who has come to the United States seeking revenge. And along the way, she pairs up with an Indian scout named Eli Whip. And the two of them steadily work through a series of challenges as she is basically, through all of this, seeking out the person who has done her wrong in a major way. And before I can go any further in this, I have to say, spoiler alert, because everything after this is going to really, I have to unwind a bit of the details in the story and the infection that is actually driving this storyline, this seeking of vengeance. So I'm going to say it again, spoiler alert. Also, let me warn you that when you go and watch it, which you need to go do before you go any further in this video, it is a fairly brutal miniseries, but that's kind of appropriate for the time and place, and in a way it's appropriate for the infection we're going to be talking about when you get back. So stop now. If you've not seen The English, go watch The English, 6-part miniseries. Absolutely fabulous, because when you come back, you'll understand the story that we're going to unwind. Welcome back. Hopefully by now you've gone and seen the miniseries, and you will have learned in the last episode that the problem for Lady Cornelia Locke is she's acquired syphilis, and she knows it.
Do you know the stages?
4. First 2 come quite soon after being infected, when you're yourself infectious. There's a 3rd stage. It goes latent. It disappears, non-infective. Sometimes forever.
But sometimes...
Comes back.
She knows it because she's given birth to a son with congenital syphilis who dies at about the age of 14, and she herself is beginning to have the skin lesions of syphilis. And that's actually the hint of things that were discussed earlier in the miniseries. There's that mysterious conversation where people talk about, were there lesions on the body? What were they?
Who saw his body?
I did.
Were there any marks?
Marks?
Yeah. On him.
He'd put a barrel to his mouth, so...
One of the things you may not realize about syphilis, you may hear about it as a simple, genitourinary disease, but in the pre-antibiotic era, if you didn't have a way to treat syphilis, it could produce these really quite disfiguring skin lesions. She is being eaten alive by this organism, and Treponema pallidum, and it's ultimately going to kill her.
I know I died years ago.
People didn't know what it was other than it was bad news, and that it could ultimately lead to just crushing disfigurement. So if you watch through the plotline, you watch the miniseries again, you pick up the little themes, and at the very end of the movie, when we were at the Wild West show, we actually get a sense of the kind of disfigurement that has occurred to Lady Cornelia Locke over time. It's clear that it has been a devastating illness. And had we had penicillin, it would have been all over with. There would have been no storyline to pursue here. It would have been quite a different tale. Other stories with syphilis have had a different ending, because in the 1800s there was nothing you could do about it. But go forward a little bit to Out of Africa, the story where again the protagonist acquires syphilis, but it's about 1915, and Salvarsan, the first antibiotic, has been invented, and she can actually go home to Denmark and get treated. It's a tough treatment, but it cures her. So, The English is just a great example of a story that it wouldn't have been a story if it occurred in the modern era, because we would have treated the syphilis. She wouldn't have had a son with congenital disease, and we wouldn't have had that great driver for vengeance in the Wild West. But there you go. That's it. The English.